my channel. Today we're going to be diving into the new foundation from Dior. This is the reformulated Forever Skin Glow foundation. So I don't know why they reformulated it, but they did. So I am going to be testing the old version and the new version side by side, applying them the exact same way, exact same brushes, all of that, so that I can get a good feel for the differences between the two foundations. I have worn the new version a few days before comparing them side by side. So I have probably worn this new version, I think today is the 4th day, and today I am wearing one on each side of the face, and I apply them the exact same way, using the exact same amount, so that I can give you the most thorough kind of side-by-side comparison between the new version and the old version. So this is the original version, and this is the new version. So you can see it has Forever Skin Glow right here. And then this is what they look like on the back. So this is the original and this is the new one. And you can see there are some differences, which we're gonna go over the differences between these two foundations. And I bought them in the exact same shade. So this new foundation retails for $52. It comes in 42 different shades, just like the original formula did. The differences that I have found thus far is the difference in SPF. So the original version has 35 SPF, the new version has 15 SPF. They also have a different chemical sunscreen between the two of them. Now, the biggest difference that I have seen is that this new one is claiming to have a concentrated floral skincare. So the original version didn't have a floral skincare in it. So that is kind of what I am seeing as far as the description goes, the differences between these two. I also wanted to mention, if you're interested in trying this new foundation, they have an exclusive service for your shade. You may exchange within 30 days after purchase, even after using it complimentary. So if you buy this foundation and it's not the right shade, you have 30 days to return it to try a different shade, which is really nice. I do like that they are offering that. So the description on this, it says it's a radiant foundation by Dior that gives high perfection to the complexion with a 24-hour wear. Both of them are claiming to be a 24-hour wear. The original Skin Glow was also claiming to be a 24-hour wear, just like the new version. So this new version is formulated composed of 86% floral skincare base that enables the fluid foundation to intensely hydrate the skin, to let it breathe, and to lastly improve the skin's quality. It's formulated to hold even in conditions of heat and humidity. The Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation reveals a radiant makeup finish from morning to night. The complexion is evened out and skin smoothed. The new generation foundation is clean formulated, according to a rigorous list of ingredients enriched with extracts of iris, wild pansy, hibiscus. Dior Forever Skin Glow reveals more beautiful skin day after day. So basically what I'm finding the differences between these two is this new one is more of a cleaner version. So cleaner ingredients, cleaner sunscreen, all of that than the original. So that's all of the information on the foundation. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the application where I apply the old version on this side and the new version on this side. And I apply the exact same pumps, I use the same brush, and apply it the exact same way, just so that I can give it a good kind of comparison test. I will take you guys outside, show you guys what it looks like in natural daylight, and then I will come back later on this evening and get you guys up close so you guys can see how this wears. I do have a lot to say about the new version that I noticed right away. We're gonna get into all of that. So without further ado, let's jump into the application. Then we will get into the daylight check-in. Then I will come back later on this evening after wearing it 10 to 12 hours and get you guys really up close so you guys can see how the foundations look. In that 10 to 12 hour check-in, I will give you guys my final thoughts. So let's jump into the application and I will see you guys all in my final thoughts. So I have been wearing the new Formulated Skin Glow for the last couple of days, so I kind of know how it wears, what I like and what I dislike from it. So now I'm going to apply the old version on one side of the face and the new version on the other side of the face. I'm going to kind of test it and see how they differ. I'm going to apply the foundation the way I prefer to apply this foundation, which is a brush and then kind of pressing it into my skin with a sponge. The trick with this foundation that I have found overall, from the old to the new version, is that if I get it too thick in any areas, it will weigh heavy throughout the day. So I'm going to apply these the exact same way using the Sonia G Jumbo Base Brush. I actually have 2 of these. I'm going to apply each one of the formulas on the face and then kind of press it into the skin with a sponge. So let's start with the old version. So the old version is going to be on my right, and the new version is going to be on my left. Give it a good shake. By the way, I have the exact same shades in both of the foundations, which is 4WO, which is warm olive. So this is the old version. That's 2 pumps, and I am just going to buff this into the skin on this side with this brush. Now I'm going to pick up what's on my hand and press it into the skin. By the way, I did prep my skin with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream on both, so I'm wearing the exact same primer on both sides. So this is the original version, 2 pumps, and blend it out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the new version on this side. 2 pumps seems like a lot, but they're small pumps. I would say they're very small pumps. Sometimes I don't end up using both pumps, but I like to start out with 2 pumps and kind of spread it out. And it's been my experience with both of these foundations, having a clean brush is key. Like, it feels like the foundation spreads a lot better with a clean brush. There's some foundations that are a little forgiving with dirty brushes, but for me, this is not one of them. Right away, the thing that I can tell you that I don't like about the new version versus the new version gets kind of dry really fast. So the new version dries much quicker than the old version. The old version allows you time to kind of spread it over the face. I would say this new version is more of a powdery type of formula. You can see right away the difference between these two. So this is the old version where it looks really kind of glowy, looks a little bit more natural. This side looks more mattifying. It feels more mattifying on this side. And I can tell you, as I have been testing the new version, it feels like my skin is so dehydrated by the end of the day. I would say just a few hours in to wearing the foundation, my skin feels much more dehydrated than the original version. So the original version hasn't been my favorite foundation. but it definitely doesn't dehydrate my skin like the new version does. So right off the bat, that is the difference. Now, you can definitely see that I have more coverage from the new version than I do the old version. And I use the exact same amount. I used 2 pumps of each, blended it out, pressed it into the skin exactly the same way. I've got more coverage on the new version than the old version. However, the older version, in my opinion, looks more natural, a little bit more skin-like than this new version does. So for those that like the old version, kind of things to kind of keep in mind if this has been one of your favorite foundations. So this is the old version of the Skin Glow. And this is the new version of the Skin Glow. So that's it for the application. I will see you guys in my next check-in. Okay, so I am standing outside. It is very cold out here. It is actually 10 degrees today, so it's very cold. So if this footage is shaky, I apologize, but it is freezing out here. So I wanted to quickly turn on the camera and show you guys what the foundation looks like. Right now, it is 4:54 in the afternoon. This is the old version and this is the new version. So let's zoom in to the old version. And then this is the new version. So this is what it looks like in natural daylight. I do have a lot to say about it. It doesn't look too bad just yet. I've had it on since, what, like 11 o'clock? So I've had it on for almost about 6 hours. It doesn't look too bad. I feel really, really dry. More dry on this side for sure than I do on the original. I feel like the original version is a little bit more glowy than the new version. But yeah, it's kind of hard to truly inspect my skin sitting out here freezing to death. But I just wanted to do a quick, daylight check-in so you guys can see how this is looking like in the natural daylight and see if you guys can see a difference between the two. And then tonight, of course, I will do a full zoom in check-in so you guys can see, how this looks. But I don't know, I do have a lot to say about these two foundations and how they wear and the differences between them. But for now, I'm going to go back inside before I freeze to death. So that's it for this check-in. I will see you guys in my final thoughts. Okay, so I wanted to pop back on camera really fast. This is the next day. I was planning on doing a 10 to 12 hour check-in on the two foundations. I filmed the segment of me outside, kind of showing you guys up close, but I got sick. My stomach hurt so bad last night that there was no way that I could really come on camera and, start chatting. So I decided to apply these each on the face the exact same way that I did yesterday and do it all over again. But for the sake of the review and the comparisons, I wanted to apply these on camera so that you guys could see me applying them equally on the face. Just to make sure it's thorough, right? I like to be thorough. So I'm going to apply the old version on this side like I did yesterday and the new version on this side, same shade. And I also have the same brushes, just exactly the same. But I just wanted to have this footage here so that you guys could see me apply it on the skin equally. And then I will come back later on this evening to give you guys my final thoughts. But this way I get to wear both formulas twice on each side so that I can really get a good idea. I have a good idea on how they wore yesterday, so it will be interesting to see if my experience is the same today. I'm done applying both of these foundations. And again today, I feel like the original formula is a little bit more glowy than the new formula. I feel like the new formula is more mattifying than the original, and it has a tendency to get a little bit thicker and harder to spread than the original. The original is more glowy. I mean, you can see it's much more glowy on this side than it is on this side. I still have a glow, don't get me wrong, but it's not as glowy. It is long wearing, so it's gonna act as a matte, but it's supposed to have a shine to it. But I do feel like overall, I have much more of a shine on this side as I do on this side. So that's it for the application. It's 10:30 in the morning, and I actually need to go do my hair. I haven't even done my hair yet. I wanted to just come down here, pop the foundation on, and then continue like getting ready so that I could at least start the foundation process earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off camera, and I will see you guys later on this evening, and we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. So it is now 10:30 at night. So I've pretty much had both of these foundations on for 12 hours now. So a lot has changed in the last 12 hours. We got a pretty good snowstorm. We live in a ski resort town, so we are getting hammered in snow right now, which I'm not really mad about because we needed it. Last year we didn't have a very good winter, and we had the driest summer. So love it when we get a lot of snow. We are probably close to 5-ish feet of snow now, which I'm not mad about it. But my husband and I have a system. So when it snows and we're plowing the driveways and stuff, I do the hand shoveling because I actually love shoveling snow. I know it's bonkers, but I actually quite enjoy it. So I do all the hard to reach areas that he can't get with the snowblower, and I do the sidewalks. So as we were plowing, it was snowing. So my hair is flat. And it's okay because I need to wash it anyway. But a good test, I guess, for the foundation. So I'm going to zoom you guys in first, and we're going to kind of inspect the skin, and then I'm going to get into all of my thoughts about this new foundation. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm also going to turn down the ring light because the ring light just always makes everything look better, which is, I guess, why we use it. So if you remember, this is the old version, so the original Skin Glow, and this is the new reformulated Skin Glow. So as you can see, I am quite shiny. I did powder a tiny bit today. So yesterday I didn't powder, but today I powdered a tiny bit. I actually used the Rare Beauty setting powder today just to kind of get a feel for it. But I didn't do a lot. Just kind of buffed out like my bronzer and my blush and stuff, but didn't go too heavy-handed with the setting powder. It has worn off right here around my nose area, which is to be expected. I mean, my nose was kind of dripping as I was shoveling snow. It has worn off along my forehead. Like something weird and funky has happened along my forehead, and I'm not sure what it is, but you can kind of see, right? And this is about the way I looked last night. So again, this is the second day that I've worn it side by side. And this is how I've looked pretty much the entire time. What's interesting is that this side, the new version, holds up better, but I don't think it looks better. So there's a difference between holding up better and being fully 24-hour wear, but as it's wearing, how does it look, right? For being on for 12 hours, this doesn't look too shabby. It really doesn't. I have foundations, I feel like, in my collection that look better, and my skin feels quite dry. Which is very interesting because I look very shiny and very dewy. But if I go like this across my forehead, I'm not really lifting a lot of the oils off of my skin, nor am I lifting up any of the foundation, which is a good thing. We're gonna do one last inspection, then I'm gonna pull back and I'll get into my thoughts. So this is the old version. And then this is the new version. Let me start start off by saying I am not a huge fan of the original version. So the original version has not been my favorite. I know that it is a favorite for so many people. People absolutely love the Skin Glow from Dior. It is a favorite. One of their top most 5 like loved favorite foundation, right? It hasn't been my favorite, but I have to say, I like the old version much more than I do the new version. I don't know how everybody else is feeling about this. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I haven't watched other reviews. I am really curious to hear other opinions on these two foundations, because for me, I think there's a difference. I don't think it's a huge difference, but there are some differences that I feel like you guys need to be aware of. Number one, the new version is a little bit more mattifying, a little bit more on the powdery side. Therefore, you get a little bit of radiance, but you also get that mattifying effect. So if you're dry skinned and you've been wearing and loving the original Skin Glow, I don't know that you're gonna love the new formula. So kind of keep that in mind. It might be too dry for you, because right now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I am dry right now. It might be too drying for you. If you buy it and you're trying to make it work, because it is a $52 foundation. So if you buy it and you're trying to make it work, I recommend using a really good moisturizing primer. Even a nice beauty oil under this would help. Anything underneath it that can give your skin extra moisture will really help the new version, but it is more powdery, and I don't feel like the formula is better. I understand them wanting to reformulate it based on having better skincare ingredients, right? Having good skincare in foundation is important, so I understand them wanting to reformulate it, but I don't quite understand why so soon. We've only had the Skin Glow for what, like a year and a half? So I'm not sure why they decided to kind of revamp things. Doesn't make sense. Dare I say, I think they might have messed up the new version. I feel like those who really love the original Skin Glow, like the die-hard users, they might not like this new version because it's a little bit more powdery and it acts more as a matte foundation than the original. The original has that skin glow and that radiance to it, but it wears like a matte. This one has radiance to it, but it feels and wears as a matte. So there's kind of that difference, right? You could clearly see when I applied each one of them on the face, freshly applied, you could see the new version was more mattifying than the original. And I really felt like I couldn't give it a full review without comparing them side by side. In order to give a thorough review on it, I had to compare them side by side. And I felt like through the camera, you could clearly see a difference between the finish right immediately after application. So there are some differences there, and I do hope that this video was helpful for you. If you love the Skin Glow, I think you'll like this one, but I don't know that you'll love it as much as you do the original. That's just my opinion. So that's it for the review, you guys. Sound off down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you a lover of the original? How are you feeling about the new formula? I'm just curious. Let's have a conversation. I'm so curious to hear your guys' thoughts, so sound off down below. And I do hope that this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.